Good morning, friends. So let's chat. It is now Saturday morning. Well, kind of late Saturday morning. Steve and I both ended up sleeping in, and then we went out to breakfast. And last night we just watched a movie. We watched the Dragon Quest Your Story movie, and I have a lot of thoughts. I do plan on doing a dedicated video to that. So let's talk about what I've read since we last chatted. I've read 2 volumes of manga. I read Snow White with the Red Hair Volume 5 because it's one of my favorites. And we're still in, if you've watched the anime, we're still in anime content. But I know we're going to go beyond that relatively soon. We're already in the 2nd season of the anime. So, like, it's all good so far. But yes, I still love it. Still love and adore it. And then the other one was a digital volume of manga that's one of the new Kodansha first titles from this month. And that is The Dorm of Love and Secrets. I just finished this. And this is about a non-academic girl. Well, basically in the story, there's an academically centered high school and like a quote unquote like delinquent high school where they don't care so much about grades. They're just at high school to have fun kind of situation that merged a few years back. And so you have these students there attending, and half of them are very academically minded and don't think about anything but academics. And then the others are just out to have fun. Anyways, one of the girls who's just out to have fun, her dorm burns down. And so she's got nowhere to live except commute 2.5 hours. And one of the high class, as they call them, students approaches her and says, there's an opening at our dorm. Why don't you take it? But you have to live by these strict rules. You have to wear a high class shirt when you're in the dorm or on your way to the dorm and some things like that. So there's little ticks and boxes and stuff, and there's certain criteria. And then it's all about the boy who keeps sneaking out, from the high class dorm, even though there's strict rules, and she keeps his secret and he keeps her secret, and there's a blooming romance between the two of them. It is absolutely adorable. The art is so cute. Oh my gosh, I can hardly stand it. But yes, I really enjoy it. I'm invested in the series for sure. I've got some other digitals that there's a good chance I'll try out today. So the sprints are going to start in about 25 minutes. I'm going to go pick out what I want to read next. I think I'm going to pick up a few more physicals because my physical TBR was intimidating to me for a while. So I think I'm going to go grab a stack and bring them in here, and that's what we'll work on during the sprints. All right, so I've got my stack here. These are ones that I've already read at least first volumes of. And then these are new series. So I think I'm going to start with the ones that I already know and then jump into the new ones. So first up, we've got volumes 2 and 3 of QQ Sweeper. I loved the first volume and I love this mangaka, so I'm definitely excited to complete QQ Sweeper because QQ Sweeper is only 3 volumes, but then it morphs into Queen's Quality, which is another series that's much longer. So I want to support this mangaka in all of their forms, so I'm reading these and then I'll invest in Queen's Quality. And then we've got To Your Eternity Volume 11, which Hannah over at Highland Manga kindly sent me for Christmas. And so I really want to get to this today. And then these 2 I talked about briefly previously in the blog, and that's Silver Spoon 12 and She's Sweet Home Part 2. So I think that's going to be my focus today, is getting these done. I want to get at least these done during sprint time. And then if I finish all of these, I want to start these because these were recommendations from the community. So I would love to get to them during the readathon. So first up, we have the first 2 volumes of Kaiju Girl Caramelize, which is kind of like a Monster Girl shoujo. So I have all sorts of curiosity and feelings about it, but I've been told by Natalie from over at Book of B and Neon Plus Nova that I will most likely love this because it's just weird enough that I will probably love it. And yes, so Kaiju Girl Caramelize is high on my things to start during this readathon. And then I also have the first 2 volumes of Yotsuba. I've been told by multiple people that I will love Yotsuba because I do enjoy slice of life stories. And this is one about a young girl and kind of the interactions that she has where she lives, from what I understand. I don't think it's too deep other than that. And this one's all ages, so I'm really excited. I think it's going to be adorable, and yes. So these are going to be the physical focus today. So once I get through these, I can dip back into my digital catalog because I have a lot of digitals that I'm behind on. So I would love to knock some of those out as well. So I might just focus on physicals during sprints because we'll be doing 2 different sets of sprints today, and then work on the digitals when I'm not 100% sure. I haven't fully decided. So yes, anyhow, I think I'm gonna go with QQ Sweeper first because I really like QQ Sweeper. So I think this is gonna be the first part of the sprints, and then I'll probably do these 2. All right, so I just finished volume 2 of QQ Sweeper, and this volume was really, really good. I think I just really get along with Motomi's storytelling style. This is the same mangaka that does Dengeki Daisy, and what's the other one I read? Beastmaster, I think? That one's only a 2-volume series. So, loved this. Definitely digging into this because things are getting good, and I will definitely be continuing on to Queen's Quality after this. So yes, I am so excited. It was so good, and I'm ready for more. We're about a half an hour into sprints now, so I'm right on track to read 4 volumes. So starting number 2. Okay, friends, so I just finished QQ Sweeper Volume 3, which is the final volume, which directly prompts us into Queen's Quality. And this was a really good setup for the series. I'm really looking forward to picking up Queen's Quality now with what we just learned in this series. So this final volume was really good and really rewarding in certain ways, but I definitely want more. So I'm so glad that there's this longer series that I can also jump into. So I will definitely be picking up Queen's Quality here, like in as soon as I can afford it, kind of a situation. It was really good. Highly recommend anything by Kyosuke and Motomi. I tend to really like their works. And yes, I will definitely be digging into Queen's Quality sooner rather than later. So I think, sorry, I'm going to lift you up for a second. I think the next one I'm going to pick up is To Your Eternity Volume 11. It's about 12:15, so we've been doing sprints for an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm a little behind pace from where I wanted to be, but that's totally fine. I'm still really happy with what I read. There were a lot more detailed text panels in QQ Sweeper than I was expecting, and that tends to slow things down a little bit. So definitely digging into To Your Eternity Volume 11 now and looking forward to it. All right, friends. So I just finished Volume 11 of To Your Eternity, and it just took a twist that I wasn't expecting. So I'm definitely looking forward to the next volume. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. I mean, I almost cried at the end of this volume because we see a character that we haven't seen in a while, and I'm really interested to figure it all out, and it's going to be just really super interesting. So yes, this one is very battle centered, so I was able to fly through it just because it wasn't a lot of text. It was mostly art, which I seem to be able to absorb fairly quickly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to Silver Spoon Volume 12. I doubt I'll finish this during the sprint, as there's only a little more than 20 minutes left, just because these tend to be pretty text heavy. Most of Himuro Arakawa's work does tend to be text heavy. So I'll get as far as I can. I probably won't check in with you again until I finish this, but it probably won't finish during the sprint period of time. So we'll see. And so far, all of today's reads have been good. But then again, these are all known entities to me, and that tends to be a little bit better. So yes, moving on to Silver Spoon Volume 12. All right, so I just finished Volume 12 of Silver Spoon. It's almost 1:30 now, so this one did take me longer than some of the others just because it is very text heavy. In this one, we see Haichiken making advancements to give himself a purpose after school, and it's really fantastic. I'm really loving it. It's taking a lot of the things that he's learned and experienced at the agricultural high school and putting them into a career for him. And I love that they're doing that for Haichi. I think it's really important for him to have that moment and that clarity, and it's just so well done. I really love the choices Humuro Arakawa has been taking in this particular series. And it's one that a lot more people should be reading. I mean, I understand some people are uncomfortable with some of the content, but it's one of those things where they're trying very hard to make things as humane for the animals as possible as things go on. So it's really interesting. I really love it. And yes, so that's it for that. So those are the 4 that I had picked out for sprints completed. So that's these 4. I think I'm going to leave my physical reads for sprints tomorrow. And I think I'm going to spend a lot of the rest of today doing digitals. So I've got a huge backlog that I've been downloading kind of all day. So I've got like 12 volumes that I've downloaded. So the biggest thing I want to do is I want to reread Peach Mermaid Volume 1 and then read Volumes 2 and 3 because those are our Thirsty Thursday picks for this month, and it's going to be interesting. I know it's just going to be funny and it's going to have its problems, but I'm still genuinely excited for it, and it's going to be just a really fun time. So that's going to be my focus for the next little while. I'll probably check in like every volume or 2. I'll probably do it every 2 so you don't have so many crazy check-ins from me. But I'm going to go get comfortable in the bedroom. I'm going to go downstairs and grab me a snack and some things like that. So I'm going to get to reading and I'll chat with you soon. All right, friends. So checking in now. I have since read 3 volumes of manga since we chatted, and it's like 2:30 in the afternoon. So it's been about an hour. So what I read was the 3 volumes of Peach Mermaid. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Peach Mermaid is essentially about this mermaid who, when she's very young, comes in contact with a human boy who treats her like a girl, tells her to like cover up her breasts because she's a female and he's feeling things, you know, because he's a teenage boy. And so from there, she kind of grows up and matures, and she gets human legs and comes on land to have the sex with this boy that she has known and spoken to for years. So they now try to engage in a normal romantic relationship, but what happens is every time this mermaid is turned on, her tail comes back. So she can't have the sex because she doesn't have a vagina. So that's kind of the whole concept of this entire manga. It's a 4-comma comedy, and it's just hilarious. I absolutely love it. It is very like steamy. I mean, you see her breasts very often, and you see them attempting to engage in the act throughout the entirety of the series. And it doesn't actually happen until the end for obvious plot reasons. And it was really fun. It's 3 volumes, so it's super short, and it's available only digital right now. If they ever bring it to publish, I hope they'll just put it in one little like omnibus, because they're only about 150-ish pages per volume. So, you know, it'd be a thick tome, but I would rather just have it in one volume than in 3 multiples. So tip to Kodansha if they ever decide to publish that one. But anyhow, this one's just a fun comedy. It doesn't take itself seriously at all. It does deal with some great points of view within the story, which I thought were well handled. But mostly it's just comedy and fun, and I really like it. Our Little Mermaid's a total ditz, and it was just a really fun time. All right, so I have a lot of thoughts about Let's Kiss in Secret tomorrow, so I decided to go ahead and film a clip now before I read anything else. So, Let's Kiss in Secret tomorrow. It's about these 2 teenagers who, in junior high, due to lots of mutual things in common, end up going out together. And this guy, because he wanted to be cool for her over, like, the break, he gets this makeover, he starts wearing contacts instead of his glasses, and he's got a new hairdo and things like that. And on the first day of high school, she sees him and immediately feels insecure because all these girls are trying to like get closer to her because she knows him. And so instead of admitting that they're dating, she pleads ignorance and puts on glasses, turns into her nerdy version of herself, and hides away rather than saying, "Oh, that's my boyfriend." And so they're caught in this secret together, and he would be just as liable for the lie as her because he's not admitting to being with her because she asked. And they play a video game together, and he really cares about her, and he's a super sweet guy, and she feels all sorts of like stress and stuff over everything going on. But they're on the verge of being outed now, and it's just, the art style's really cute. This plot isn't going to sit well with everyone because it is centered around miscommunication and lies. It's one of those things that I think the reason I wanted to talk about it is because clearly our girl doesn't have confidence in herself. But this boyfriend throughout this volume has been so entirely sweet to her. He has been so supportive, has done what she asked, even arranged a day where they could actually like see each other in person and she could just be herself. And she's having this existential crisis of who am I in high school? And he's helping her try to figure that out. It's just so sweet. I really enjoy this. It's one I'll definitely be continuing. I do like it better than The Dorm of Love and Secrets, just because I think at the character's core, they're just more pure. And, you know, this girl tried to make it right. She was going to tell the girl that she had misinformed the truth when it just blew up like things do in high school, especially in Japanese high schools, where all the girls say, none of us can date him, blah, blah, blah. That thing has happened. And so it's just really interesting. I've probably told you most of what happens in this entire first volume now, but it's really good. I want people to pick it up. It'll definitely be one of my pre-orders digitally for sure. It's one that I'm going to continue to collect, and I hope it does get a physical print here because I think it would lend really well to a physical translation. But I want to see Our Precious Conversations first. That's another thing I have, as I have volume 6 of that one that I could read as well. So there's a good chance I'll add that to the mix today. But now I'm going to pick up To Write Your Words. I've got 2 volumes of that, and I'll check in with you after the 3rd volume. All right, so I just finished volumes 2 and 3 of To Write Your Words. Now, this series is complete in 3 volumes. I had no clue. And this is about a woman who has typically written pretty innocent romance. But she's then prompted by her editor to try writing something more erotic. And she has this dentist that she's been going to that actually helps transcribe her work because his father was a romance author and some things like that. And so it was really good. And I really like how it all played out. It is very steamy, and I really enjoy the sexual tension between our main couple, and there's a bit of a love triangle in the 2nd volume especially, but I really like how all of this resolved. It felt very realistic, it felt empowering, and it didn't demean our main character. It did a lot of things right, and I just loved the way this one played out. And I would definitely recommend this series. It's a Josei series, and again, it's only on the digital first platform. Most of what I'm reading right now is that kind of stuff, but I absolutely love it. Highly recommend. And yes, To Write Your Words. I wish it were longer, but I totally understand the containment of only 3 volumes. I would have loved a little more character fleshing out of our main 2 especially. I mean, they do a decent job considering it's only 3 volumes, but yes, I recommend the series. I think it's great. I think what I'm going to do soon is a digital version of my short series to try. I think there's a lot of short series out there that get kind of pushed to the side because they are just digital, but they're really, really good. If you want to see that, like, let me know down below, but I'm planning on doing something like that soon. I was planning on doing a short series to try again soon, so I might just make it a digital edition, or at least add digital titles to it. So if you want to see a strictly digital edition, let me know down below. And yeah, I'm going to now read Our Precious Conversations Volume 6 because that is one that I have been anticipating for far too long. Okay, guys, like, Volume 6 of Our Precious Conversations is one of the most adorable things I've ever read. It was so cute. We see these two characters go on their first date, like their real first date, and it was just so precious. I kind of couldn't deal. And the way this volume ended, I'm dying a little bit inside. I really need volume 7 right now, but I probably won't get it for another month or two, so I'm a little bit sad. But it's so good. It's so good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, people, it's so cute. If you're not reading this series, like, you need to get on it. Because it's about two high schoolers basically having this, like, slow burn getting to know you relationship, and it feeds my soul in the best way humanly possible. Yes, it's only digital first right now, but I keep adding it as my choice for physical publish on the Kodansha surveys. Like, it needs to happen. It needs to happen, Kodansha. If you're watching this, do it. Do it now. Because I need it. My soul, it needs it. I would have taken this one before Living Room Matsunaga-san. And I love Living Room Matsunaga-san. So this one's probably my favorite read so far today. I would love to get 2 more volumes in today. At least 1, but maybe 2. Because I think that would put me at 30 volumes total in the 2 days. Yeah, I know, it's extreme, guys. Like, calm your horses down. I know that. But I've not had anything. I didn't end up having work today like I thought I would. And so I've had the freedom to do that. So I want to get at least that much done. If I get more done, great. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. So I just finished My Boss's Kitten Volume 4. And it was solid once again. The first volume is, like, super problematic. But by volume 3, I was very on board with the series, and volume 4 was really good. We're, you know, in a pretty healthy adult relationship. There is a bit of an age gap in the relationship, but they're both adults. Like, you know, you're not dealing with a teenager and an adult, and I know that's a really iffy thing for age gaps. This one does have the power dynamic of he's her superior at work. So if you're not a power dynamic person, then you might want to steer clear of this one. But I'm really liking the direction of the series. And this guy was previously married and is now divorced. And it's having a plot line where the ex-wife kind of is entering the picture a little bit for a minute, because the companies that the guy and the ex-wife work for occasionally partner up together, and they both just happen to be on the same project. So it'll be interesting to see how volume 5 goes down, but volume 4 was solid. I really liked it. I think I want to read volume 2 of Ran and the Peerless Beauty now. And after that, I'm going to take a break, get some food, that kind of stuff. But I think that's the next one I want to read. I remember loving the first volume, and I don't know why I didn't keep picking up the series, but I finally picked up volume 2, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into that one. Okay, so I just read Ran the Peerless Beauty volume 2, and I'm sold on this series. It's adorable, and we have a main character that's kind of shy and demure, but really pretty, and she's made a connection with this guy who works at a flower shop, and they like each other, and it's so cute, and I love it so much, and I'm really excited to continue on with the series, because clearly this is going to continue to bloom and blossom as young love does, and it's just going to be so cute. I'm so excited. And I really like the dynamic between our two main characters a lot. This volume, we had a summer festival, and we had a sports festival type thing. Like, we had some really cute stuff going on in this volume, so I really liked it. If you've been curious about Rand the Peerless Beauty, I highly recommend trying it. It was really enjoyable for me. So, the Kodansha sale is currently still going on. It might be done by the time this vlog is up. Yeah, I hope you guys, if you follow Kodansha on Twitter, they talk about their digital sales because I feel like something's on sale every week. So if you want, you can just watch those, and when what you want comes on sale, like, that's when you pick it up. So just putting that out there. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to get some food, do something else for a little bit. My brain needs the break from all the reading. I might actually go work on this vlog a little bit so that it'll be easier to get it uploaded Sunday night. But yeah, I might get back to some reading tonight as well. I'm not 100% sure. I'm a little bit tempted to pick up more Rand the Peerless Beauty, like purchasing it and then reading it for this readathon. I'm not 100% sure. But that's how much I'm enjoying that one. All the other ones that I've read today, I'm like current on or have completed. So I'm really loving my reads today. It's just been a good reading day. Half of these have been recommendations from other people and all that kind of stuff. So recommendations within the community are a big thing, and that's kind of what I wanted this readathon to be about, is reading at least something that was recommended to you by people in the community, giving you an opportunity to shout them out and tell them, yay, thank you for recommending this, whether that's somebody else or myself, I don't care. I just really wanted everybody to have that opportunity. So I'm not sure you'll see me again tonight, but you'll definitely see me tomorrow. Sprints are starting at 8 a.m. So I'm going to start sprints early. I'm going to do an early sprint tomorrow and then a late afternoon sprint tomorrow. And then after the late afternoon sprint, I'm just going to call the readathon there for me, because I've already read like 30 volumes in the last 2 days. It's been a lot, but it's been really fun and I've been really enjoying it. So I'm just going to take a breather, take some time, do some other stuff for a little bit. I might come back to reading a little bit later, but we'll see.